my name is Chris Regacho. I'm one of the team members on HealthSherpa's agent support team and sales team. So I'll be share screening what I ha our the whole webinar from my computer. And just a quick recap, I will be logging in, and I'll show you the enrollment flow and then some details of the management of the HealthSherpa dashboard. So it should be very informative and hopefully as exciting as I can make it. Just to confirm, Melissa, are you able to see my screen now?
I am.
Chris, we can see your screen.
Oh, yeah, that's a yes, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, just verifying. Also, is someone recording this, or should I be recording this on my end?
I do have it recording.
Okay, perfect. All right, so it's 11 a.m. and I see that we still have more attendees coming in. If you're just joining us, my name is Chris Regacho. I'm one of the team members here at HealthSherpa, and I will be running the webinar today. I will be logging in with one of your colleagues' HealthSherpa logins, and then I will show you the customer enrollment flow as well as the management of the HealthSherpa agent dashboard. So that will be the flow of the webinar. And if you have any questions during the presentation, if you could please send it in that question chat function, and I will do my best to answer those questions when they come up. I'm just going to give a few more minutes to let some people come into the webinar in case they're running a little late on calls and meetings, and then we will be beginning shortly. All right. So if you're just joining us, again, this is the HealthSherpa Agent Dashboard webinar. My name is Chris Vergacho. Again, I'm one of the team members here at HealthSherpa on agent support and sales. And today we will be going through the customer enrollment process as well as the management of the HealthSherpa dashboard. Some quick housekeeping guidelines so that we have a great and smoothly run presentation. If you have any questions during the presentation, please enter them in your question chat function. And then towards the end, we will have an FAQ where I can read those questions and answer them verbally on the webinar. So I believe we had 150 people sign up, but right now we're at 73. For those of you that are joining, that will be joining later, this webinar is recorded so that you can refer to that for further notes on our system. So thank you everyone for joining me, giving up a large portion of your time for this webinar. If you haven't heard about HealthSherpa, here's the quick lowdown. We are an online software enrollment system. We are a solution for your clients that want ACA federally facilitated marketplace plans. And so what sets us out from the pack is that we are able to process and complete applications in 5 to 10 minutes. And furthermore, there are no redirects to healthcare.gov during that customer enrollment process. Your customers just stay on the HealthSherpa quoting and application system, so it's very user-friendly and smooth. Furthermore, once I log in, you will see that there's also a agent dashboard with a lot of neat tricks and settings so that the agent can manage their book of business as efficiently as they want. So now I will be logging in to a test account. Actually, this is one of your colleagues' accounts. He was generous enough to allow me to use it so that we have a really accurate webinar today. So I'm just logging in. Perfect. And as you can see, I've logged in. And this is very, very important to our success. Once you've created a Health Sherpa account and you start using it to enroll your clients, it's essential that you log in before you start viewing quotes because this is how your agent information will be attributed to your client applications. You can see here in the top right, it says Christopher Fincher. That's the agent name. It has his NPN and then a contact number if your client has any questions about anything. As long as that information in the top right is there, your agent information will be attached to the applications you complete through us, and therefore you can get credit for your clients that you enroll. So that was the first very important thing I wanted to share with you. So again, I said that we would start with the customer enrollment process, but before we do that, again, this is the HealthSherpa agent dashboard. It's very important. We'll go through all these little tabs on the left-hand side after the customer enrollment. So why don't we get started? To view a quote, you can actually go down here and type in a zip code, but I'll just click on Find Plans on the top left. And you can see here, this is a great example of the direct link. This is for all the agents that have a HealthSherpa account, they have their own white labeled version of HealthSherpa where they can put their logo here where it says TMG, their logo on the top left and this large home image in the middle. So the branding is your own, so you can customize it for how you want to market to your clients. So let's just start the customer enrollment process. We'll enter in a zip code. We'll find plans. And here, this is the first page of the quoting process. You can see here in box 1, it asks for who needs coverage. If you have a household of 5, you would add in people as such, all 5 people that you want to add. But for the sake of this presentation, we'll just stick to 1. Also in box 2 here, it says get lower prices. You can actually, this is where you can also select household size, because let's say maybe only one person is applying for coverage, but obviously to get the most accurate tax subsidy, you would have to report the household size and annual income. But for this application, we'll just say we have a household size of 1, and we will enter in an annual income of, say, 18,000. So as you can see, once you enter in that income, you get actually a quote of a subsidy, and it says that they save $200 per month, and that the plan prices have been adjusted to match that subsidy. So as you can see here, all of these plans have been adjusted. Furthermore, I'm just gonna enter in a different income to show you how that would change. So you can see here we just we raised the income by $2,000, and it made those adjustments, which is pretty neat. So we'll keep it at 20,000. Again, also, let's say you have your client wants to look at just Humana, United Health, two of the huge health insurance giants in our country. They can select for that and then view plans from those insurance companies. They can also select whether they want EPO, HMO, PPO, and then the metal level of the policy. So let's just move on with the next process, next step. Let's say we want this Humana plan. We'll click enroll. Actually, let's go back. So I actually wanted to show you some really useful tips here, where it says compare. You can actually compare these plans. Let's say you're comparing this Humana plan and this United Healthcare plan. You can click them, and then you see this compare button at the top. This will bring us to this neat compare plans page where you have a side-by-side comparison of the monthly premium, deductible, and out-of-pocket maximum, and other details of the plan. And let's say your client, you were viewing these quotes on behalf of your client and you wanted to share these quotes. You could actually email them by clicking that email button, and then you would enter in the client's email address, and then your email address is this will actually be sent immediately, so you don't need to enter in your email address, just enter in your name. So you could say Agent John, and then you could type up a specific message. Hi, these plans look great for you. Afterwards, you would click send message. Also, if you wish to send of this page, you would have to click on this link button here, and then copy the text as such, and then copy it, and then you could email it or send it in a chat function, however you want to. But to clarify, the email and this link button are the best ways to get those links to your clients. If you just copy and paste here out of the URL box, it's not as effective. So please use these two buttons there on the right side. So let's say we like this Humana plan and we click enroll. Oh, interesting. Okay, so it says that we can't go further because we need a valid FFM username and password on this account. So this is actually, it's good that this popped up. We actually, to be able to submit applications, we need to be able to verify that the agent is certified for the FFM. And the way we do that is if we have an FFM username. Oh, there actually says there's an FFM username here. So I'm not entirely sure why it's not letting us go ahead with that application. So I apologize for this, but I'm actually going to sign out and use another test account. So just bear with me. Thank you for your patience. So this one, I'm going to sign in on this test account. Thank you for your patience, everyone. So I just logged out of Todd Fincher's account, and now I'm using the test account. So yeah, just I'm going to get back to the process we were at before. And re-enter the annual income that we had, and I believe we wanted this Humana plan. So we will click enroll. So this is the next page of the application process. You can see here you would enter in the primary applicant information, so we'll just start doing that. Since this is a test application, I will use the first name test and the last name test. Per CMS regulation, you're not allowed to send in phony applications. So as long as you have the first name test, last name test, and the email account as a test email, our system will catch it so that it's not submitted. So I'll enter in a street address, city of, the zip code's already populated in there. And then if you're doing that test application on your end, make sure it's just test@anydomain.com. And then we'll enter in a test phone number. And you see this checkbox here. It says apply for lower prices. If you or the client want that subsidy, you would keep that checked. If not, if you don't want the subsidy, you could uncheck it. But for this, we will be applying for the subsidy. So we'll click next. I will remove that symbol there. Clicking next. All right. So now we're on the household members page. So we will say that the primary applicant is applying for coverage. His name is Test. He's male. I believe we said he was 35 years old, so we'll have him born on 1980. You can see here it says U.S. citizen, but let's say I'm not a U.S. citizen. You would click uncheck that box, and it would say the immigration document. And so we have all the healthcare.gov acceptable immigration documents. And let's say we have a foreign passport. You could enter in those details here: the country of the country, the expiration date, passport number, green card. You have the alien number. So that's how you would handle non-U.S. citizen applicants. So we'll click U.S. citizen, tobacco user. You can check that. Luckily, our test applicant is not a tobacco user. We have married. So if this client was married, you would check that, and you can see here under tax status, you could set whether they're married, filing jointly, separated, etc. And then we will uncheck the married box. The tax status turns to single filing, single claimed as dependent. So you can make those changes accordingly for your client. Registered Native American. When you click this, you could click that if they were full-time student. So these are all we ask the minimum amount of questions so that the application gets submitted. The next part, income sources, we'll just enter in what we had, 20,000. And then here you could say whether it's a job, pension, social security benefits. For this, we'll say that it's self-employed, that he is self-employed. Existing coverage, is this party already enrolled in health insurance? We'll say no. Actually, we'll say yes. Does this person, and then it asks which kind of insurance. You see all these various choices. We'll say that it's an individual health plan, not from a job. Does this person's employer offer health insurance? We can say no for this. And now we're on to the special enrollment reasons, since we are in the SEP part of the enrollment year. It asks, did this person get rejected by Medicaid or CHIP since 10/31/2014? We'll say no for the sake of this application. And then this is important. What is the person's reason for applying for coverage? And here, when you see the drop down, you see all of these SEP reasons. So here we'll select losing health coverage. by the end of the month. And then this is important. Before continuing, please make sure you've added all members of your household, even the ones who are not applying for insurance. Again, this is so that you have the most accurate tax subsidy reading from healthcare.gov. And you can see here, once I click add person, person number 2 pops up, and you can select either yes, they're applying for coverage and they enter in all the same information, or you can select no, and you would still have to enter in their information like tax status and income, but no more SEP reasons since they're not applying for coverage. And then you could add more people once you've entered in this information. But for the sake of this application, we will just have one person. So we'll click remove and we will continue. So this is the attestation page. If you know you've ever gone to healthcare.gov or done a three-way call on the marketplace to submit an application, they go through those attestations. This is our version of it. So you would have to click agree for all of these. And for your knowledge, if you're going through these attestations and it doesn't say your agency name as it does here, or the agent's name, then please stop the application and then make sure that you are logged in so that, again, when you complete this enrollment, it has your agent information attached. So we will just click agree on all of these attestations and click submit. And there you go. That was we completed the application, and the agent or the client is brought to this congratulations page. They are given a confirmation ID number, which is a number we use internally at HealthSherpa to identify applications. So as soon as this is done, the agent and the client will be sent a new application email. This is just verifying that they completed the application process. And then once it is submitted to the marketplace, they receive the enrollment confirmation email, which will have attachments of the application as well as the eligibility letter and details of the plan. So after we completed that application process, we will now go to the HealthSherpa dashboard. And you can see here, today's date is 9/25, so the test application we completed just showed up here. And you can, if this application were submitted, you would get a blue access button here on the right-hand side with the FFM app ID number. But since this is a test application, our system caught it and did not submit it. So after the enrollment process, this is the HealthSherpa agent dashboard and will help you manage your book of business and all the applications you've submitted. So this is the enrollments tab. As I just said a moment ago, your completed applications would show up here. And then also here's your leads tab. And the leads, to clarify, the leads will show up once your client, I'm just going to go back to the application process. Let's say your client is viewing quotes. Click to enroll for this specific plan, and then they start entering their information. And if they start entering their information, and if they enter their email address and phone number, and they're on this application process for 10 minutes, then they would appear as a lead here on your leads tab. And so their phone number, their email, the state that they're applying in, their premium that they were quoted, and when they were viewing it would pop up. And then you can see here, when you click apply, you can see the exact page, the exact quote they were looking at. And then at this point, you could contact your client, your lead, and say, hey, I saw that you were interested in this Humana plan. Do you have any further questions? And take it from there to get them enrolled. The next part we'll go over is the insurers. So this is important because you can, for all the states that you are licensed in and have appointments, you can select, let's say we'll go to Florida or Delaware, and you can see here, you can set that you're appointed with Aetna and that you're appointed with Coventry Healthcare. Or we'll go to Florida again here. You can set that you're appointed with Aetna, Cigna, and what this means is it will make sure that your appointments are pre-selected, your direct link. So I can show you here. If we use this direct link here, this is again your white labeled version of HealthSherpa. And when you start viewing plans, those appointments are pre-filtered. You can see here. However, per CMS regulation, we are required to show all plans with all the insurance companies at the federally facilitated marketplace, just for that clarification. And then this agency tab here, you can see that it was on Tidewater before. Actually, I'll log back into Tidewater. I can log you back into Tidewater to show you what it would look like. Just bear with me. Thank you for your patience. So this dashboard here, if you click on the agency, you can see here what the current agency is. And then if you are the admin for the account, you can actually see all of the different sub-agents in your account and track the enrollments. Please keep in mind though, the sub-agents cannot view each other's accounts, so there is privacy protection. As you can see, Christopher Fincher can see the agency he is with, but not the other sub-agents. Again, here's the direct link that you could share with your clients. A lot of agents will post it on their website or email it or chat it. However they want, they can get it. They can spread out their direct link. And we also have this HTML iframe where with your developer team, you can have your direct link appear as a box on your website. So a lot of different options for marketing. We do have a referral program. If you have colleagues that are interested in using HealthSherpa, if you send them this link, they'll get a $3 credit every time an agent enrolls a client. So it's a great feature. And then on your HealthSherpa settings page, once you create a HealthSherpa account, you would add your credit card here. And let's say you submit one enrollment for the day. At the end of the day, at night, we would charge you for that application at $10, and it would appear here under payments, so you can keep track of payments. So this is important, the FFM account information for Christopher Fincher. So agents and brokers will go through the FFM certification and training process, and once they complete it, they request access for the FFM, and it's linked to their FFM username. So this FFM username and password helps us to make sure that the agent is certified and that they can process applications. Please note that at CMS, those FFM passwords expire every 60 days, so they would have to be updated accordingly. And we encourage agents to set reminders before that 60 days so that their account remains running smoothly for submitting applications. And then we do have this refer non-appointed applications feature here. So if you are not appointed with an insurance carrier, you can actually set this to yes, and you would be credited a $75 HealthSherpa credit. But before you were to set that to yes, it's very important that agents make sure that their appointments here under insurers are set and that everything is accurate. because you don't want to accidentally submit an application. You don't want to accidentally refer an application even though you were appointed. So it's essential that you make sure these are up to date. And then here, once you have your own HealthSherpa accounts, you can actually upload your own logos. So you would just make sure that you have the correct file type, correct image file. Unfortunately, we cannot take Word documents or PDFs, but I know that JPEGs and TIFFs and PNG files, if you are familiar, those files work perfectly. The dimensions for the logo would be 100 pixels by 100 pixels, although I know that some agents have success experimenting with the width, but the height needs to remain at 100. And then for the large home image, it's 500 by 500 pixels as well. So that concludes the customer enrollment and the management of your HealthSherpa dashboard portion of the webinar. And now we'll transition into the FAQ portion. And I see that there are questions already, which is always great to see. The first question is from Renee, and she's wondering, why does the example show the subsidy applied to bronze plans? I thought only silver plans could have the subsidy and cost sharing, and she's selling in North Carolina. So to clarify, tax subsidies are available for bronze plans, but CSR, what you're referring to, CSR is the one that is only available for silver plans. So there is a distinction between the subsidy, which can be applied for bronze plans, and then the CSR is applied just for silver plans, the cost sharing reduction. That was a great question. And then this was a comment, Todd's NPN was probably not an actual NPN. Oh yeah, probably true since it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Next question, does this software work with special enrollment situations? Again, awesome question. And yes, it does work with special enrollment situations. During the application process, there is a question that says, what's the reason for applying? And it has a drop down of all of the SEP reasons, like losing coverage, moving, newborn baby, marriage, and etc. So yeah, we are fully functional for SEP situations. The next question, how does this work with state-based exchanges? So this is a common question I hear from agents. So currently we are just on the federally facilitated marketplace. So if you are trying to apply for the state-based exchange, you would have to go through their website, through the state exchange website to complete that application. I know for California, we offer quoting. But if you need to complete an application, you would have to go to the state exchange, since HealthSherpa is just for the federally facilitated marketplace. Where would we enter our insurance carrier's agent number? So I'm not entirely sure what Jennifer means by that, but to clarify, HealthSherpa, we don't. If you're just using our software at $10 per application and you have your appointments already, your appointments and commissions would remain the same per your pre-existing paperwork filled out with the insurance company. But if you need to enter in the agent NPN, that would be done here under settings and here on the NPN. But I believe in the agent sign-up process, if you are new to HealthSherpa, there is a portion in that sign-up process where it also asks you for the NPN. However, I think now that I'm reading your question again, I think you are also talking about how would you enter the agent number onto the application. And so to clarify on that, as long as you are logged into your HealthSherpa account when you complete applications, or you or your client uses the direct link, and you see this agent information here in the top right, when you submit an application, it will be submitted with your agent information on there. So yeah, thank you for that question. Next question, can we go over how to upload a logo and where to find the unique agent link for each individual agent to send to clients? Oh yeah, so that's a great question, Michael. If you are, as you can see on my share screen, you can click here on the dashboard at the top once you log into your account, and you would be brought here to your dashboard, and then you would click on consumer link here on the left-hand side. And this link here is the agent specific link for their website. So that's what they could share with, that's what they would share with clients and get their clients enrolled. And I believe you also wanted to know how to upload logos. So that would be done again by going here to settings, clicking on it, scrolling down to where it says white label settings, and then you would upload your logo here and your large home image. And the dimensions for that is 100 by 100 pixels for the logo, the smaller logo, and the large home image is 500 by 500 pixels. And so you would just make sure before you upload it that you have the correct image file type. Again, PNGs, TIFFs, and JPEGs are acceptable formats. However, if you are using a Word document or a PDF or any other image file, that you may experience issues with displaying those logos. But once you have your logo, you would just click on this browse and then view, locate your logo, click it and click open, and then it would be uploaded onto your account. That was a great question. Next question, what if the client does not have a computer or email address? Yeah, and that's a common things that agents and brokers experience, but healthcare.gov and the marketplace, they do require that the client has an email. So I know that some agents have had success in assisting their clients creating an email address, but I know that it's a requirement. So yeah, it's difficult, but you could assist your client in creating an email address and to get them enrolled. Does this software track a book of business? If for 2017, can a client log in and re-enroll to a new plan? So that is a very good question. So basically, the book of business is here on the enrollment, and once you start completing applications from your HealthSherpa account, they would show up here on your enrollments. However, if you have pre-existing clients that were enrolled with directly with the marketplace or with another service you were using before, there's currently no way to import those. They would just have to you would just have to apply them for health insurance when the time comes, and then they would show up on your HealthSherpa dashboard. And then the second part of that question is, can a client log in and re-enroll to a new plan? So currently, if you are required to do an active renewal, meaning your client wants to change plans or the plan is no longer offered, so they have to complete a new application during the OEP. Currently, we're actually implementing a new renewal process where they would complete a new application, and then there would be a spot in the enrollment flow where the client could click, yes, I need to re-enroll, renew, and then they could link it back to the old active application. Unfortunately, I don't have further details on that since we're still trying to implement that, but it should be ready by OEP, this coming OEP. Oh, and then the next question again is, how do we see book of business? Again, yeah, that would just show up on your enrollments once you start completing applications on your HealthSherpa account. Next question, will there be another enrollment webinar? So currently we don't have another one scheduled, but I believe this session is being recorded, so you could refer to it if you were unable to join at the beginning. And of course, if you have any additional questions, you could reach out to your team or reach out to the agent support team here at HealthSherpa. Our email address is agent_support@healthsherpa.com. So email is the best and quickest way to get in touch with us. And then once you email us, we'd be happy to coordinate a phone call if you need further assistance. We ask that if you were to email us, if you could please insert your specific question or issue, just so that we can better identify how to better assist you. The next question is, how are you billed? So just to rewind it a bit, we charge $10 per application submitted to the marketplace. Further clarification on that, let's say it's during OEP and your client fills out an application for Humana, and then they realize, oh, they want a different insurance company. So you end up terminating the application for Humana and then completing a new one for United Health. You would actually not be charged for that second application so long as the primary applicant information is the same, as in the same first name, same last name, same SSN, etc. As long as those applicant information is the same, our system would be able to catch that and not charge you a second $10 fee. That fee would be waived. Please note though, if they were to enroll for the next enrollment year, they would be charged. And then to answer your how are you billed question, basically you would enter in your credit card here, update, you would click update, and then just go through the process of entering your information. And then once that is in there, we bill nightly. So if you submit applications, if you submit 5 applications on Monday, you would be charged $50 at the end of the day. We bill nightly. Do you have access to your client's information after the enrollment period? So let's say your client enrolled via from your HealthSherpa account, and once they're submitted, they would show up under your enrollments, and you could click that and view your client's information by clicking on these applications that show up here. Unfortunately, they don't show up yet since we haven't completed any of those enrollments yet. But that's how you would do that from this enrollment tab. Please discuss pricing of HealthSherpa. I believe I've answered this already, but again, to recap, it's $10 per application submitted to the marketplace. What were the acceptable logos again? Again, the acceptable image files for the logo and large home image are the PNG file, a TIFF file, or a JPEG file. Next question. So it's $10 per application submitted. Yes, to clarify, it's $10 per application submitted to the marketplace. Is this site available all year or only during OEP? Again, our site is fully functional during SEP and OEP. So yeah, please feel free to use us during the SEP off season, as we are functional and can still process those enrollments. If there is an issue with a client's application, should we call HealthSherpa or healthcare.gov? So if you are having an issue with a client's application, you can reach out to us. We would be more than happy to assist you. The best way to get in touch with us again is our agent email. That's agent_support@healthsherpa.com, and you can email us with your specific issue and additional details so that we can look into what might be happening. And yeah, to clarify, I'm going to sort of pivot based on that question because it reminded me of an important thing to know. Once you complete an application, the agent and the client receives the new application email. This is just notifying both the agent and client that the application was completed. They should be receiving the enrollment confirmation email very soon. If you don't receive that enrollment confirmation email within the day, we ask that you contact us so that we can see what's happening with that application. How would we be billed if the client selects a carrier that we are licensed with but not through TMG? So I'm not sure if TMG is paying for your applications if you're licensed through TMG, but if you are not, if your client selects a carrier that you are licensed with but not through TMG, you would be charged $10 per application, and I would assume that you would have to pay for that application. I think that depends on your situation with TMG. That's a great question though, Robert. How long does it take after submission to get the marketplace app ID? So after the application is submitted, the marketplace application ID appears on your dashboard immediately. It would actually show up on the application here in front of you. And then you would have an app ID, and the eligibility letter would also have it there as well. So it should be immediate once it's been submitted to the marketplace. Can an insured change their income through HealthSherpa during the year? So if you have to report a life change like change of income, you would have to go to the marketplace, and you can locate the application with the FFM application ID number. Will HealthSherpa notify agents when the FFM password needs to be updated, and where can we find that communication? So if the agent needs to update their FFM password, a red banner is actually displayed here on their dashboard. You can see here, similar to how this blue banner says important, it would actually turn red and say, please go to portal.cms to update your password. So it's important for agents to regularly check their HealthSherpa account. Do you also offer a program that will also enroll medical supplemental apps? So currently, we are just on exchange plans and no medical supplemental plans. We are exploring that, but potentially for the future, but currently we don't have medical supplemental plans and applications. Again, the question was asked as to whether a customer can update salary info that affects the subsidy on HealthSherpa's site or healthcare.gov. You would have to do that directly with the marketplace. And the question here is, can you go back to what happens after the eligibility results are issued? Does the client get a copy and agent gets a copy immediately? Can we pay first premium from HealthSherpa? So those are very good questions. Going back to the eligibility results being issued, as soon as the application is submitted, the agent and the client receives that enrollment confirmation email, and then depending on the insurance company, you could actually there's a blue access button that appears, and once you log into healthcare.gov with your FFM username and FFM password, you can locate the application that you need to make payment on, and then again, if the insurance company has a payment system set up with healthcare.gov, you can actually set up that payment premium there. For more detail, the enrollment confirmation email says if you don't hear from the insurance company in 7 business days, to please contact the insurance company, and there would be a phone number there. But I know for United Healthcare, they actually have a payment system with healthcare.gov. So you can make premium payments from that access button on HealthSherpa, which links you to healthcare.gov. Next question, does the customer still have to set up a marketplace account? So some clarification on this. Using HealthSherpa to complete applications is very similar to completing an application via three-way call with the marketplace, in that instead of having a healthcare.gov account being created, the client is assigned an FFM application ID number. So they could actually, a lot of clients just use that FFM application ID number to do anything they need to do, or they can still create a marketplace account. It's up to the client. Is there a setup cost for HealthSherpa? So this is another thing that makes us different from other WBEs. There are no setup costs, no contracting fees, no hidden fees, nothing of that nature. It's just a simple $10 per application fee. For $10 per application submitted to the marketplace. And it's actually free to sign up and create a HealthSherpa account in case you just want to get a feel of the system first. Is the confirmation number on HealthSherpa the same as the application number on the healthcare.gov website? Very good question. So the confirmation number that you receive at the end of the enrollment process is just the number for HealthSherpa. It's just for HealthSherpa. The application ID number is will be given once the application is submitted, and you can access that on your dashboard or on the eligibility letter. And that the eligibility letter is available on the dashboard once an application is submitted or on the enrollment confirmation email, which the agent is CC'd on. How do you set up HealthSherpa? So I believe if this is a question on how to create an account, you could go to healthsherpa.com and click on the agent link, and then there's a sign up link, and you would just go through the process there. I can email my contact at Tidewater an additional webinar video, additional instructions to help you out with that. Because yeah, we would love for you to create an account. Again, it is free, and you can get a better feel of the system. So I believe there are no more questions. I'm just gonna give you a few moments in case there are any additional questions. Oh, there's one. Can we use an iPad with HealthSherpa? Yes, you can. You know, a lot of many agents and brokers are out in the field liaising with leads and clients. So once you create a HealthSherpa account and have everything set up, you could use your iPad to log in or to use your direct link to enroll clients. So it is iPad friendly. Additional details on that, iPad friendly. It's good with Samsung Galaxy. Everyone in our office has a Samsung Galaxy device, so it works perfectly well with that. It works the best with Firefox and Google Chrome browsers, just a heads up, but it should be good on all browsers. But I've had the most success with Google Chrome and Firefox. Next question, when is your next training? So currently I'm not sure when my next training is, as this was scheduled especially for TMG, but I will be emailing specific and a follow-up email to my point of contact at Tidewater, and she can disseminate that additional information. Furthermore, this session is actually being recorded, so I believe this recording will be sent out to the whole Tidewater agency family, and you can refer back to this resource. Oh, more questions. Perfect. Are we able to print up our confirmations with each client? Yeah, as soon as, actually, if you're going through the enrollment process with your client right next to you, and then you reach that page on your computer, you can print that. But again, to clarify, once you get to that confirmation page in the enrollment process, you receive that new application email, and that actually has the confirmation ID number on it as well. Oh, not a question, just great information. Thanks for the training. I appreciate that. I appreciate the encouragement. Next question, can enrollments be done using iPhone 6? Again, devices like iPad and iPhone and Samsung mobile devices, they should be good. They should be good to go. Again, we use Samsung Galaxies here in the office, and I've been on HealthSherpa on my iPad and iPhone, so it should be good to go. On the very first page, when you are entering your customer info, it asks if smoker. Shouldn't it say tobacco? Yeah, so on healthcare.gov, I believe they say tobacco or whatnot, but that question is it'll get the same question answered on healthcare.gov as to whether or not they're a smoker. Can an agency set this up and each agent use one account? Yeah, you could actually set up an agency account. You would create an account, and then once you have an account, you would go to agency and create your own agency, and then have your sub-agents use a specific join code to set up those sub-agent accounts. Just wait. Oh, okay. It seems like there are no more questions. Thank you. Oh, no, thank you. I really appreciate everyone taking the time out of their busy schedules to listen in on this webinar. I hope it was useful for you and as exciting for me so that I could show you what it's capable of. I will be reaching out to my point of contact at Tidewater just to, after this webinar, to send additional materials that would be helpful. But again, my name is Chris. I'm on the agent support and sales team, and if once you've created your HealthSherpa account and you need any assistance, the best way to get in contact with us is agent_support@healthsherpa.com. Email is just the best and quickest way to get in touch with us. And if you email your specific question and request a phone call, a member of our agent support staff would be very glad to assist you over the phone. So I believe this concludes this webinar. Everyone's saying thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for inviting me for this great webinar. So if there are no more questions, this concludes the HealthSherpa Agent Dashboard webinar for Tidewater Management Group. Thank you so much, everyone, and I hope you enjoy your Friday and the weekend coming up. And it should be a great OEP, so we're very excited, and I hope you are too.